Hello, how you doing, my friend? My name is David, and I'm with USA Homeless Crisis, and I help the homeless people. And I saw you standing over here, and I was wondering, would you like to talk to me for a few minutes and tell me your homeless story?
Yes, hello. My name is Frank, and
How you doing, Frank?
I'm doing fine.
Tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from, Frank?
Indianapolis, Indiana, Midwest, a little town called Carmel, and I've been in Texas since I'd say '80. Went to UNT, graduated, and but anyway, right now I'm not really working. I had my apartment at the Spanish Village. I lost that. I let people come in and they took over, and so in the end, I wanted to relocate, but on my voucher I had 30 days, and that I couldn't do it fast enough. But I've learned my lesson. To let people come and they take advantage because I'm intellectual. They think I'm stupid. I don't know the streets. But I'm constantly researching and understanding. Being a behavioral scientist is
Frank, you say you're a behavioral scientist.
well, this.
Let's move over here, Frank, where I can hear you a little better, because you was saying something very interesting.
I mean, some people go. I'm not a homeless person. I'm a highly intellectual. Things happen, and there is no exception. In our economy, we are 2 paychecks away from not being able to pay our rent. It's like you never know. But I'm not retarded. I hope I'm not. I hope I have a good IQ, and I see things in perspective. But,
Frank, I'd like to ask you a question. You said you're very highly intellectual and intelligent, and I can tell by the way you're talking. And I just want my listeners to know, give us a brief summary of your education. Where did you go to school at, and your different degrees you may have?
well, I started out Indiana University. I started at IUPU. In Indiana, and then I went to Indiana University in Bloomington from BA, and then University of South Carolina from MBA, and UNT. But I do not really like because people they like to. Okay, we heard this or we heard that. They'll start gossiping about me. That's something I hope people, you mind your own business and I mind my business. It's like but I don't mind telling you and speaking, but when you're getting very personal, it's like I'm not gonna slip. And then I become a gossip, and people like to put me down. But I don't care. For me, I believe in one thing: is don't ask what your nation can do for you. Ask what you can do for your nation. I mean, just like I'm working on a book right now about American sagas. It's actually it's come a movie script because it's when I saw them and I said, if you're my son, I'll whip that butt and make you pull up those pants and make you a respectable young fellow. But they go, Frank, my friend, I don't have a dad. So what our American sagas are saying, they are protesting. Where are our dads? Where are the husbands? We can do better than this. And so actually, I want to attribute them because in other countries, I was in Germany and I saw young people trying to sag, and we're trying to be like those American kids. You let them sag, but I would say, but do you know what they're saying? What our American sagas are saying is they are protesting. He said, where are our dads? We have kids and we start families, and then now you see up here in the streets, baby mama, baby daddy. That is nonsense. If you have two people expecting a baby, you should get married and start a family. It's a legacy. It's like we should that baby mama, baby daddy, indignifying human dignity, and our young people, our best fans as American men, our kids, they want to be like us. I'm not the most excellent role model, but I started growing my beard. My son John died, and I was very sad, and I grew his beard in memory of him. And he just finished his Jewish doctorate. He wasn't that old. He was born. He was like 30. But see, people die not because of old age. Some die young, you know. But that's the Lord. If the Lord has a purpose for me, I like to leave the world better than I found it. And I'm not homeless because I'm homeless by choice. I walked away from my apartment because I was helping these people and then I couldn't get rid of them. But now I've talked to people and they're trying to help me, and I'm going to come back. But just that I'm working. I'm a research scientist on things, and just like for you, I want to contribute and advance our civilization, the American way of life, and I'm proud to be American because we kick ass when we come out with Google, and then the internet. I think that time when the internet came out, but my friend from Arkansas, Bill Clinton, and what's his name? And they announced the world web, the internet, such a great concept. And I mean, what I'm saying is that we should come up with great ideas. are accountable. And for me, I like rock and roll. I play rock and roll. But country rock, American. And even some people that one thing I don't like is that bitch, that rap. It's like we should never say the word bitch. We should. The highest respect that we have is for American women, and it's not cool to be rapping about this. It's actually, and then we may joke around about you're my nigger, but really it's like a slander. It's like we should be more respectful. We should kind of check out the scripts that we are living. And we shouldn't be committing crimes. We should not. We should try to be going to school, working. We shouldn't be. And addiction is prevalent. For me, the way that I look at it, in the intrinsic, it's a paradigm. It's a book. It's like they should tell us about it, and I said, people are not different because of their color, language, national origin. People are different or what has become important to you. Because a trivial thing like can become important, and I ask, what's important to you? What's important? Because it is important who we are. It is important to advance. Like for me, racism is a thing of it's so yesterday. That's why I said it's so yesterday, because yesterday is gone. I mean, right now it's the character, the content of your character. As Dr. King says, it's like are we really God's sons and daughters? Because we are accountable to ourselves. We are accountable to God, because it wasn't an accident. It wasn't our destiny. It's not a game of chance or whatever. It's like we are doomed if we don't set goals. Well, I said we are goal-oriented by design, and our financial security is not in the things we have or families that we were born in. From Abraham, we are blessed to that tree. It's like we inherited our wit. If you can think, learn, create, adapt, produce. Think, learn, create, adapt, produce. And we compose and think, learn, create, adapt, produce. It's like these are intrinsically inherited. It's a paradigm. It's like I don't need self-pity. I'm telling you, if I can challenge you to think about that we can do better, we can emerge, and we can avoid a third world war. And I'm sure Donald Trump, he got elected. Kamala Harris, but he's right now, we are Israel. Nobody gonna but Putin, he gonna shoot nuclear missile. But we don't. Donald Trump said we're gonna cool things down because Putin, I saw him the other day laughing, playing guitar, and let's just because we can really fuck up and start letting nuclear weapons. Let's try not to. Let's try not to. For we can work together because God has given us. We can fuck up, and then we can find ourselves, and then we can laugh at how silly we are. But then we can get indoctrinated like in the game. We're true to the game, which is a bunch of lies. And then we become generic. We lose authenticity. Authentic is original. It's like no matter what, you cannot be corrupt. You cannot be twisted. I was created a woman in a man's body. It's such people are buying the original. God is not a practical joker. A lot of times you twist yourself, and because you think you're not smart enough, you're not. You're buying ideas that just like addiction is like so selfish. If it's important for you to be there, if you start a family, it's important for you to be there and to leave a legacy. Because thinking is a social phenomenon. If you think alone, you start talking to yourself, and you think with other people. But think about what I'm saying right now. What I'm saying, let's give peace a chance, and let's try to make sense about ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. But also we need a leadership that will go. John F. Kennedy said, "I'm gonna set a goal. We're gonna put a man on the moon, put up and bring it back." And we did it. But some people, they go, no, they're lying. But right now, my youngest son, he's a Navy astronaut. We're setting a base on the dark side of the moon.
I want everybody to like and subscribe to this channel.
But see, don't be scared to challenge yourself. And if you choose to have a drink or whatever, but see, Jesus, that day when you turn wine into, when you turn water into wine, it was a wedding day. But that will show you that Jesus loved weddings, because that's when we meet ourselves, through thin and thick. It's like when we're going to start a family. And, but even through thick and thin, if you lost a job, you couldn't pay your rent or whatever, but still, we're going to go even further. And we have done very well by trying to keep families together when things fall apart. And let's not take matters in ourselves. Let's God has a plan. Like see, it's like well, we're doing good. If you get even a bullshit job, and you work, don't quit that job because you're gonna pay. You're gonna become homeless. Being homeless is like and then committing a crime and being punished because you did something wrong. But for me, what I'm saying is,
Frank, what do you? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Okay, go ahead.
Frank, what do you have to say for the homeless people? And you are pretty politically savvy. What would you say to Donald Trump about the homeless people and what could be done to help this homeless crisis? Because I want the homeless people to tell the untold truth about homelessness, because we want to get something truly done about this. And the only way I believe we can get something truly done, and hey, that's my son Julian. He always come with me to help the homeless people. And the only way we can get something truly done, Frank, is, I believe, at the national level and with the government assistance. And that's just my opinion. But I'm asking you, because you are homeless and you have some good ideas, what would you say to the president on behalf of the homeless people?
Well, for me, really, I question our justice system because a lot of times a lot of the people that have become homeless and a lot of people that have been punished because of mental illness, and they've been locked up, and while they were inside the jail, which is supposed to be a justice system, they became corrupted in a way that it twisted them, and they don't even know how to live freely. They have been institutionalized. And you know, the justice system was so wrong because back in the day, you didn't find wild boys going to jail. It was the majority of the jail was black, and you go, wow. But now, wild boys are going to jail. They're finding themselves in there. But see, you're coming out of jail, and your thinking is kind of twisted. The Islam, when the Islamic movement started, people inside the penitentiary, when they became Muslim, that changed because a little discipline, because it was okay to do all that crap that they do, and then so really the justice system has contributed to what's happening now. The homeless situation is people. We should focus on Malcolm X. When he was locked up, he acquired his degree while he was locked up. But there's very few that are given a chance even to complete their GED and come back and try to for university. We are like so actually our justice system is contributing to what's happening, because people become homeless when they cannot manage, they cannot compose themselves and hold it together. The truth is, right now, I'm looking at you in your eyes, everybody looking at me. We are 2 paychecks away. If you're losing labor job, like Obama said, there's no reason why somebody will work 40 hours and cannot pay their rent. That's why we have to raise the minimum wage. You know, and people talking about hating on the Mexican, they work 7.25. I don't feel like I can work for 7. I mean, I have to. I wage, and because when people are becoming honest, and they can't make enough money to pay their rent or put bread on their table, it's like they're gonna quit being honest, you know. That's why it become homeless, because they've got in trouble somehow. They can't hold a job, and then mental illness. And you know, America there was a time our country had leaded gasoline. That was such a big mistake. You put lead in the air, and you're gonna have children with attention deficit. And at the time they thought that was a great idea. Yeah, no, that was somebody said lead gasoline. What a big mistake it was, because now you wonder why in our country we have such mental illness, and we need to.
Frank, I want to ask you something before you go further, and I want everybody to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. What were you meaning about the lead in the air and mental illness? What connection is that?
Because that was completely legal. Somebody said, we're going to put, you have leaded, unleaded gasoline. Leaded, they thought it was a great idea. That was a disaster to our nation. I don't think why do we have children attention deficit and all that mental illness and people, it's like our government should take responsibility. I mean, just like when Bill Clinton stood up through the nation and he said, I want to stand on behalf of all these other white people, the slave owners. I want to apologize to our black citizens. Slavery, it shouldn't have happened. And you don't need to apologize. No, but see, we need to together. We had a black president, but it was a big mistake, because our nation, all men, the Declaration of Independence says, all men are created equal with inalienable rights. But can you imagine black folks, they were badly treated. And we owe an apology, and the way it doesn't matter what color your racism is. So yesterday, my dad is white, my mom is black, I'm mixed. So really, that when other Americans, just because of their color, they were so mistreated. I think that was so un-American. It is American to be as one, no matter what color. I remember my man. We're gonna make America wide again. Why? American girl. It shouldn't matter what. It's the character. Dr. King said it right. It's not the color of your skin, it's the color of your character. We should focus on that. It's nonsense to think, in the way we, well, black citizens, they're not really citizens because they're black. I go, what? I go, blood is the same from any race person, and so really, let's come on the right foot. Let's try to work together and join and unite. Let's question the question of homelessness is it's like it's because you see we are helping all these other nations and all that. Why don't we help people at home here and make available opportunities and stuff, and let's not be quick to lock up people. All these jails, it don't make sense to me.
Frank, let me ask you this. You mentioned Bill Clinton a lot. You met Bill Clinton, you know Bill Clinton.
Oh man!
Tell us a little bit about that.
I love Bill Clinton. My man from Arkansas. Bill Clinton, he was the only president. Nelson Mandela, and the time came for the liberation of South Africa. So Bill Clinton was there, and Bill Clinton, I met him at a rally one time, and the rally was Benton, Arkansas, and he did the same thing Obama did. He came down, and because he told me, and I said, Bill Clinton, it was a rally. I don't remember exactly. I don't like Little Rock. I like the other. The rally was. But anyway, to me, the vision that he and then he tried to bridge to right what was wrong. It was like we must Bishop Tutu in South Africa when Bill Clinton was there in South Africa became free, and Bishop Tutu said, let's forgive and forget. But Bishop Tutu said, yes, we can forgive, but we will never forget. We'll remember. But we don't have to dwell on the past.
And you met Nelson Mandela before also?
Yeah, for me, I've been travel around the world. I'm nothing special. I just been there, and I've been there, and I speak many languages.
Frank,
and I love Spanish. The Spanish is a second language most spoken in America. So English is number one. So really, let's stop looking at the Spanish like Obama said, let your kids learn Spanish. Your kids can learn Spanish. And you can habla español. We have superpower. So speaking another language, it's not. Let's not be like we don't want to even try to speak Spanish. Spanish is American too.
Frank, tell us, you were writing a book. You mentioned that earlier, and tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the concept that I love right now is I want to do something, and this is for our country, because you all have seen our young saggers, you know, and some people, they were like, it started in jail or whatever. They didn't know, and I said, those American saggers.
And what do you mean by those American saggers? Tell us a little bit about
those
that.
They sag, they put it.
They sag their pants.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it looks kind of stupid, but we have a right to protest. They are protesting. And what they're saying is...
Frank, could you move over there, that light? I just want to get a good, where everybody can hear you. Go ahead, Frank, right.
For me, I made friends with them, and I said, if you're my son, I'll take a whip and make you... and they said, Frank, my dad was not there in my life. I don't have a dad.
So Frank, I didn't mean to interrupt you, and I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I want to ask one question, and I know my viewers and listeners would like to ask this also. You're very, very intelligent, and you have a lot of good ideas. How did you find yourself homeless? And I know earlier, before we started talking, you said a lot of people are one paycheck away from being homeless. Two paychecks. Tell us, how did you become homeless?
Well, I lost my apartment because I was trying to help these people, and they took it over, and I was bullied. Frank, go to your room. And on the first interview, you can see what happened over there in that Spanish village. And I didn't want to get bullied, and I walked away. And I had 30 days to get another, but now I'm going to get it back together. I'm not homeless like that. I'm not retarded. I'm not handicapped. So really, I'm very able. To me, I don't consider myself like a failure. I'm homeless because it is what it is. It's like I'll do whatever it takes. I'm not gonna. I don't need no pity. I don't need no pity. I mean, just like for me, I divorced my wife. I didn't love her anymore. If I love her, I would be loyal to her. But I love our country. I will always love America, and I will always pray for God to bless America. That's all I know. And, for me, my home is in heaven, but I'm just passing through this life. I'm a patriot. And I don't expect my country to have to get up and work and get myself together. That's what I'm going to do. mean, homelessness is an issue, and that is also political too, because if people have been driven into desperation, and the only way then they don't trust their government. They don't. Being an American, you know that our law enforcement was oppressive. They used at Selma on that bridge. When they were walking, they were demanding their rights to vote. They were beaten like fucking dogs. Or at Selma, you remember? Because they say you have no rights because you're black or whatever. And our rights to vote should never be taken away. Because you have felonies, See, they want the system want to give every black person a criminal record so that they can take our voting rights away. So really, back at you, oppressive it's not the government for the people, to the president of America, wherever you are, whether we like it or not, think about the government for the people, And that's all I've got to say.
Thank you so much, Frank, and we really appreciate it. And I want everybody to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I want everybody to continue to fight to end homelessness wherever it is. And whenever you see Frank, I want you to offer him some assistance. Frank, I always asked when I talk to my homeless family, do you need to make a phone call? I want you to tell the people what area are you gonna be in, so when they see you, they can offer you some assistance. So let everybody know again who you are and where you're gonna be at, so they can offer some assistance to you.
Now, one thing I know, and I really believe this country was built on friends helping friends, and even I've told people there's instances where farmers sowed their seeds, and the rats and the birds ate all their seeds, and neighbors got together and came up with seeds so that they could have a harvest. And America is great because we got together and we settled this land. We went westwards. Even hopeless people like Joseph Smith coming up with the book of Mormon. But see, Brigham Young, I don't know, we pushed the Mexican on the Alamo, and we established Texas, the Republic, state of the Union. I mean, you wonder how we kept. I love Abraham Lincoln. He held us together, and we said, divided we fall. Because we were, a lot of Americans have helped me out.
Well, Frank, we really appreciate that, and
we need to love each other. That's the American way. That's all I can say is homeless people, let's hand a hand. Let's just unite, and we're all gonna win. And